everyone, without further ado, it is time for us to start the Fairy Gala event. Oh gosh, we have to read. I forgot. Okay. Excuse me, head mage, we've been looking for you. Something strange is going on. Scraby is usually warm year-round, but it's getting a bunch of snow. We shoveled enough to get out of our dorm, only to find the Hall of Mirrors as hot as an oven. Uh-oh. Okay, so like there's temperature control is not good right now. Oh god, how does Crowley sound? Have we ever done Crowley's voice? It's happening at your dorm too. The temperature has been brilliant in my office as well. It's so cold in there, why feathers could freeze over. Okay, Crowley, we know you're a bird. You can't lie to me. Oh yeah, I never posted my Twisted Wonderland theory yet. I have to really get to work on that, but like there's a bunch of, it's like, anyway, I'll talk about it later. Actually, I'll talk about it now. So if you guys don't know, my Twisted Wonderland theory, this is like the abridged version because I feel like at this point I should just talk about it before something gets confirmed. So I'll probably keep this in the Fairy Gala video just for context. But right now my theory is like I was talking to the fates. You know, I was consulting the fates, and I noticed that looking through the intro, like the anime OP, you have this shot where Crowley, like he's standing in front of something and then he turns into a bird, and it's a whole thing. So I'm pretty sure that Crowley's a bird. Also, there's another whole thing with like Malleus, and that like this may be like a repeating like timeline like Madoka Magica, and like it's a whole thing. But like the Crowley being a bird is relevant to like my time cycle Madoka situation theory. So anyway, that's why I mentioned, like, I know you're a bird, Crowley. You can't lie to me, okay? I've been working on this theory for like a month. I know the truth. Oh, and then like last book, there was like, oh, like, you know, I know the headmaster's secrets or something. Like, Azul said that? What is it? I'm pretty sure it's that he's a bird or something. I don't know, there's something sus is going on, that's all I'm trying to say. Temperature control on this campus is handled by the fairies, who draw power from a highly valuable Magestone the school maintains. Perhaps someone's vandalized it in some fashion. Then we should go check on it on the double. So this Magestone you mentioned is stored in the mirror chamber? Yes, it is strictly forbidden to anyone to enter without my permit. Wait a minute. Sweet merciful seven! Gone! Gone! The precious Magestone that supplies the fairies with magical power is gone! Is it? Viper, summon every house warden to the head mage's office at once. I'm calling an emergency meeting. All right, well, let's see. Okay, well, that's not good. Oh, it is snowing. This is really bad. Wait, what does this have to do with the Fairy Gala, bitch? Like, what does this have to do with anything? Ugh, why is this room so cold? Oh, thank goodness. Octo-Vanille's been unbearably hot all day. I feared I was on the cusp of dehydrating into octo-jerky. It's a sauna down here. What if this fries our PCs? Requesting we shut down the dorm for emergency maintenance, sir. Isn't it always hot? Are you not in hell? Ida, I'm just, you know, just throwing that out there. Are you not in hell, sir? Quiet in the office. As you are no doubt aware, we are presently unable to regulate temperature in buildings across campus. The cause, I'm afraid, is that the Magestone acting as the fairy power supply is missing. That's the thing you were yelling about, right? Just so. Our campus buildings are kept pleasantly livable all year round by virtue of the fairies of fire, water, and wind. Just to name a few of our many fae benefactors. With the Magestone gone, we cannot fuel the fairies' magic and thus cannot control the campus's air conditioning. I kept it stored in the mirror chamber to avoid this precise scenario, and yet someone has undoubtedly stolen it. The nerve, the audacity! You just said the stolen object is a Magestone that supplies the type of magical powers the fairies favor. Wouldn't it follow, then, that the fairies would be our first suspects? As I recall, there's a fae right here among us, a rather tall one at that. That's a bold implication you're making, Ashen Grotto. Are you suggesting that I, the heir apparent to Briar Valley, would stoop to common thievery? He seems a little too happy about that, bitch. Why did he look so happy? Mally, okay. Perish the thought. Pardon me, I meant no offense, of course. Dude, the amount of power you could get from a Magestone would be a drop in a bucket to Malleus. He's already balance-breaking character with auto-filling MP gauge of his. That made literally no sense. I'm so sorry. I cannot read. What did I just say? Yeah, for sure. Nobody here would think for a minute that you're behind this, Malleus. Maybe they should. That was super suspicious. Just, you know, if you happen to know anything relevant, it would be nice to hear. Like, does anything Fae-related come to mind or anything along those lines? You know. You know why? I think I know why. He's not offended that Azul accused him because Azul isn't afraid of him. Like, Azul has the audacity to accuse him, and that means that Malleus has been being treated like a normal student by Azul. Does that make sense? Like, Malleus, like, so often, Malleus is feared by everyone, and people keep themselves at a distance. But through Azul sort of implying that he could have stolen it, that puts Malleus at the same level as everyone else. I think that's why he's smiling, right? You know, I think that, like, he's sort of like, oh, you know, like, you think I would resort to common thievery? Like, interesting that you would say that to me. You know what I mean? He's kind of, I think he's glad that Azul would accuse him in a way, because that means that Azul is not putting him up on a pedestal above an accusation that he would make about literally anybody else in the school. I think that that may be why. Because he's treated so differently by people all the time, but now Azul is treating him the same. I don't know. When I was on a stroll last evening, I did glimpse some fairies around here, a kind that I don't see very often. They were palm-sized and clad in leaves. There were 2 of them, and they were struggling to carry an iridescent stone. Why, that's it! That must be the missing Magestone. Draconia, which way were they headed? Toward the botanical garden, I believe. We depart at once! Everyone, make haste! It's so hard for me to, like, you know, voice all these men. All of them. Let us take a discreet peek inside. We mustn't alert our fairy suspect. Aw, they're little Tinkerbell fairies! They're so cute! They're little baby! They're like a little Tinkerbell fairies! Oh, they're so cute! Okay, they went away. That's so sad. Ah, I see some tiny fairies grouped up. They're definitely carrying an iridescent stone. That's it! That's the precious Magestone that vanished from the mirror chamber. Those fairies clad in leaves are called Craftfairies. They make the tools and implement— oh my god! Tinkerbell! Guys, we're in Tinkerbell! This is literally Tinkerbell, the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is Tinkerbell! I need a minute. I'm surprised that they didn't call them Tinker Fairies, though. Like, because there is a canon name for the fairies, you know what I mean? They're Tinker Fairies. But Malleus calls them Craft Fairies, so, like, you know, Malleus, okay? Malleus, we need to sit you down and have you watch all 7 Tinkerbell movies, okay? I'm just saying, you know? They make the tools and implements their Fae brethren need to change the seasons. Doesn't that mean they stole the Magestone to use in some feat of engineering? Oh, Riddle is here? Okay. Look, now a different fairy is coming up and they're carrying something. Oh god, everybody's just here. Is that a tiara? Ah, they've affixed the Magestone to it. Don't tell me they pilfered such a precious stone simply to use in making accoutrements. Oh hey, a bigger fairy's coming up now. You know she's boss level because she's got an escort. My, I believe that's... And now they've placed the Magestone adorned tiara upon her head. Interesting. So they crafted a haute couture crown for the larger fairy. The gem color does match her dress nicely. Does it? Okay, Vil, I'm not gonna question you. Is this really the time for a fashion appraisal? I've seen that golden fairy before. You have. Shining like gold, she towers over other fairies. Her wings, her beautiful wings aflutter. Thus, she is revered by her diminutive brethren. There is no mistake. That is the queen of the Feyland, where the smaller fairies gather. What? She's the fairy queen? If she's outside her domain at this time of year, there's likely one explanation. Night Raven College's botanical garden has been selected as the venue for the Fairy Gala. I beg your pardon? The Fairy Gala? Oh dear, goodness gracious me! What's this gala? Sounds like a hoot to me. The Fairy Gala is a festival that fairies hold to usher in spring. Those who dwell in the Feyland chose a place to hold it on a whim when spring draws near. Supposedly, they celebrate the turning of the season with fancy outfits and a glitzy fashion show to showcase them. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Just shoo off the stupid fairies and take the Magestone back. No, you can't. The Fairy Gala is no mere celebration of fairy fashion. It is specifically a festival to herald in the arrival of spring. If it were to be interrupted or spoiled, that would incur the fairies' wrath, and Twisted Wonderland would be forever enveloped in winter's cold, harsh embrace. When the fairies decide upon a venue, there is no negotiating. That's the trouble with the Fairy Gala. Just what we need. Forces of nature who throw temper tantrums when someone makes them mad. Fairies can be surprisingly stubborn and petty. You'll find precious few as mild-mannered as myself. Okay, Malleus, why do you look so suspicious, Malleus? Stop looking sus! He looks so sus! Wow, their deadpan humor is totally OP. We can hardly chase off the fairies, but sitting here waiting around patiently for the gala to end is also not an option. From what I've heard, the Fairy Gala's post-event festivities can easily run 3 months. Without that Magestone, temperatures across campus will remain in a state of chaos. We cannot hold classes under such conditions. I say we work together to take it back. What about me? Am I in this? Why do you all look so positively unenthused? Here we go with the same old story, a self-important grown-up dumping unpleasant work on his students. You're right that being unable to hold classes is a serious problem, but is it one that students have any business addressing? The head mage is the one responsible for campus affairs. As a student, I fail to see how any of this is my job. Goodness, I know temperatures are in flux, but you needn't not be so unseasonably cold. And even so, I had a feeling you'd respond thusly. So be it. I'm afraid school is cancelled until the Fairy Gala concludes and the air conditioning is fixed. School's cancelled? Sweet! However, missing 3 months of classes means I won't be able to advance you to your next year of studies. The entire student body will be held back, yourselves included. What? Preposterous! Me? Held back a year? That's unacceptable for me as well. It would be devastating to my public image. There, you see? I'm perfectly fine with canceling classes, but it simply won't do for all of you. And I, being the kind soul that I am, can hardly disregard your feelings on the matter. This still doesn't sit well with me, but I suppose we have no choice. This is absurd. But with our advancement effectively being held over our heads, our options are limited. Then we have an agreement. Wonderful! Let's all work together to overcome this adversity. The blackmail. So in review, you have 2 tasks. 1, see the Fairy Gala through to completion. 2, take back the Magestone. Those objectives must be achieved in tandem. With that established, I open up the floor for discussion. Say, Malleus, you're a fae like the queen, right? What if you went up to her and was like, hey, excuse me, the stone is valuable to us, can we have it back? The fae are no monolithic entity. We come in many varying degrees. That's not what he said. We're just gonna pretend that it was. There are floral fae, light fae, fauna fae, everything from thistle fae to dragons like myself fall under the same broad umbrella. I do love the Tinkerbell, the light fairy, okay? We got, I'm gonna name them all right now, okay? We have Tinkerbell, who is the craft fairy, Rosetta, who is the rose fairy, Silvermist, who's the water fairy, Fawn, who's the animal fairy, did I say Rosetta already? Vidya, who is like the fast-flying fairy. Iridessa. Did I say Iridessa already too? Anyway, Terrence is the pixie dust fairy man. And I feel like I'm missing one of her friends. No, that may be okay. Also, there's the pirate fairy. That did happen. The pirate fairy movie, okay. If you guys need an expert on the Tinkerbell movies, that didn't sound very expert because I wasn't very confident, but I have seen the Tinkerbell movies. So, oh, and then there's Tinkerbell's sister, who is the winter fairy, her like twin sister. Fawn is the animal herding fairy. She's like, she takes care of the animals. Also, if that's the fairy queen, I guess they are like going off of canon a little bit, because like in the Tinkerbell movies, like she was small like they were, but like this may not also be, like these may not even be the fairies from the Tinkerbell movies. They may just be like another different type of fairy, you know what I mean? But like, no, if they're bringing in the seasons, that was the fairy's job in the Tinkerbell movies. So yeah, we're getting a little canon divergent over here. Maybe they can grow, just like at Disneyland when you go see them. Maybe that's why, I don't know, I'm just saying. We come in different sizes and speak different languages. Not all of us get along either, much like humans, really. Were I to so much as step foot in their gala, those tiny fairies would grow frightened and scatter to the winds. Shh, some help you are. If reasoning with them is off the table, then our only option left is force. That would only aggravate matters. Perhaps we should explore methods of taking it back peacefully without being noticed. If inconspicuous solution is our aim, then what if we crafted an imitation of the tiara and swapped it for the real one? As an actor, I can tell you that most jewelry used in movie filming is just imitation costume jewelry. Of course, it's convincing enough to fool lay people so long as they refrain from scrutiny. You make a fine observation. As far as I could tell, those fairies were only interested in regarding the Magestone as a pretty rock. A counterfeit would go unnoticed as long as it remains aesthetically identical. But how would you even make the swap? You saw how well guarded the queen was. How's an outsider gonna get close to her without drawing a bunch of aggro? The Fairy Gala is a large-scale event, yes? Surely they cannot keep track of every single attendee. Getting close to the queen on the day of the gala wouldn't draw any undue suspicion. Sneaking into the Fairy Gala, reaching the tiara, swapping it out with the fake, that's quite the cunning plan. However, there is one snag. It hinges on having some manner of magic spell or item that disguises someone as a fairy, and a prospect as unrealistic as it is in stock. Whoa! I recognize that voice. Oh, it's Sam, probably. Oh yeah, this is Sam's music. Oh my god, I really like where this is going so far. I like seeing all the headmasters come together. We're not in the story yet, so that's kind of interesting. Is that like, bitch, we're not even fucking here. But anyway, like, you know what I mean? Like our character. Greetings, head mage, my little imps. You seem to be in a bit of a bind. Hello, Sam. I'm not surprised that you have an internal radar for desperate customers. Sorry, business opportunities. My friends in the shadows tipped me off, actually. Oh, wait, shit. Does he have, like, friends on the other side? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was just, I didn't know he had magic. I thought he was just, like, a salesman. Okay, go off. Go off, Sam. Okay. Let me guess, head mage, this is what you're in the market for? A vial full of golden powder. I take it that's fair. Oh, God, that was Malleus. I take it that's fairy dust. Why, yes! Good eye, my horned imp friend. Fairy dust is the source of power for the fairies living in the Feyland. The way I hear, no dust, no flying, fluttering, or even floating for them. Feyland fairies keep themselves coated in the stuff at all times, which means conversely, anyone with fairy dust sprinkled on them counts as part of the crew. With this, you can sneak into the party like you were planning. I hear that Feylanders treasure dust so much, they appoint an official dust guard to safekeep it. Yes! Terrence, who is also voiced by Jesse McCartney, who is also the voice of Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 2. This has been information you didn't need to know, but Cal told you anyway. I always shipped Terrence and Tinkerbell, and Vidya and Tinkerbell. That probably says a lot about me, to be honest. Vidya and Tinkerbell, and Terrence and Tinkerbell. Anyway. And yet you have acquired a vial of it in your hand. How did you come to acquire it, Sam? Trade secret, I'm afraid. Normally, I prefer to spare such expenses, but the Fairy Gala leaves me in no position to refuse. I'll be purchasing that fairy dust, bill it to the school. Thanks, pleasure doing business with you. Well, that takes care of one problem. We have our means disguising someone as a fairy. But this is a tiny vial. This just won't be enough to cloak every house warden present. We'll have to nominate someone to infiltrate the Fairy Gala. This event is a hotspot for Fairy World elites. Our nominee will need to carry himself with grace and refinement. He'll also need convincingly glamorous attire, of course. Indeed, the ideal infiltrator will need to know his way around parties for the upper crust. Oh, Kalim. Incidentally, I have it on good authority that the theme of this year's Fairy Gala is Windswept. Windswept, you say? That sounds evocative of breezy, broad stretches of land. Oh, what? Do I have something on my face? Hey, don't look at me. In the Feylander's eyes, I believe you two would have the most windswept look. Agreed, savannas and desert environments certainly qualify. As poor an excuse for nobility as he is, Leona is a royal, and Kalim is the heir to the most prominent and wealthy family in all of the Scalding Sands. Yes, I should think that they both know their way around a gala. Leona and Kalim get my vote. Are we done here? Okay, GG. I'm sure our two infiltrators will have many preparations to make, so this would be a good point to adjourn. I wasn't invited to start with, so I'll just see myself out. Damn! Jesus. My, how quick everyone is when they want to get out of something. Yeah, they did localize it to be different than exotic, and I am glad. But at the same time, it feels like that they're just saying exotic with different words. You know what I mean? Like, we all know what they mean. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know if there's a better word. It kind of just feels like, oh, but we're not saying they're exotic. They're just windswept. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that they localized it, but like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, we all know what you mean. You can't hide from me. And there you have it, boys! The continued peace and well-being of our school is in your hands! Count me in! I'm all too happy to help. Oh, well, count me out! Why should I have anything to do with infiltrating some dumb party? Let me be clear, I hate schmoozing. Galas, gag, balls, barf, etc. King Scholar, consider the possibility that Azim fails in his endeavor and spring is not forthcoming. Wouldn't you be among those most affected by the state of affairs as a feline beastman? A perpetual winter would snap you of your drive. Savannah Claw has many beastmen students, and I imagine that temperature changes do them no favors. They'd have trouble staying active. Your dorm's performance and energy would plummet drastically. Are you willing to accept that risk? Ugh. Fine, whatever. I feel like that there's an innuendo that you could make there. Like, I understand, like, the winter hibernation thing, but also I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, right? But, like, spring, we all know, we all know what happens in spring, right? So I wonder if the game is trying to also imply, like, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just reading a little too much into it. Maybe it's not. But, like, I understand, like, hibernation, like, your dorm won't do well in exams. But, like, I think it would kind of be funnier if Crowley's like, you are gonna be impotent. I guess, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are all gonna, you know? So that's what I'm thinking. When they said it, that's what I was thinking. I was like, spring will not come and neither will you. Goodbye. Okay, anyway. So, I'm such a bad person. But yeah, that's, you know, spring. There's so many Twisted Wonderland fanfiction where the characters are in heat and you, like, the self-insert character has to, like, you know, fix that. Like, I was reading a Jack fanfiction, like a Jack X Reader fanfiction, and the whole premise was that, like, Jack was in heat, and, like, he was like, you've never seen me this way before. like main character, like, or whatever. I think it was like you, right? Because that's the name of the main character. Like, you've never seen me this way before. Like, I don't know if we can do this. And then the main character's like, no, I want to help. Relieve you of your ah! Okay, anyway. So yeah, you guys know what I'm reading on AO3. Oh boy, anyway. Inappropriate. Dear God, okay. Fine, whatever. Woohoo, a fairy party, this is so exciting. Say, is it okay if I bring Jamil along for this? I'd hate to have him miss out. By all means, in fact, I insist you do. I'd certainly wrestle a lot easier that way. You could use an attendant yourself, King Scholar. Someone to keep you honest and prevent you from stealing away the moment when I'm not watching. How about Howl, your fellow Savannah Class student? He's a diligent sort. Are you serious? The guy's a textbook definition of inflexible, and with him around, ugh. Point is, I'm ruling him out. Make it Ruggie. Are you sure your motive isn't having someone who will follow your lead and enable you to skip out on your duties? Do you trust me or not? If you don't, take me off the infiltration team. How can a student of this school be so selfish when his home away from home is facing a crisis? I'll assist you a gopher, a mediator who will report back to me in a timely manner. I've already called them over, in fact. Oh look, it's us, I'm sure. Could it be who I think it is? I see yet another absurd assignment coming. It's as hot as a desert at Ramshackle Dorm. The whole place is gonna be uninhabitable for us who among the living if someone doesn't do something. Stat. I knew it! Calin Grim, you're getting in on the Fairy Gala too, huh? I couldn't ask for better backup. Welcome aboard! Oh, all these herbivores. I'm not some sheepdog for the record. Oh, you don't have to be afraid, Leona. I'll make sure to look after you. Excuse me? I see a fight is brewing already. All right, Cal, listen up. Your job is to keep an eye on our infiltrators and ensure they don't cause problems at the Fairy Gala. You expect me to be able to control these guys? The success of this operation is riding on you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Fanfic taught me that male lions don't have heat. Well, good thing Jack is a wolf. Kalim, why must you always sign up for trouble on the spot? How many times have I told you to say, I'd like some time to consider it before agreeing? Leona, you've got to stop dragging me into these messes, bro. You just want to dump all your dirty work on me. But everybody needs our help. I'm sure if we all put our heads together, we'll do just fine. Oh, get over it. It's not like I want to be here either. But it's a fairy festival. Don't you want to see that at least once? Do you even understand what's at stake here? We're not going to sit bubbly and discuss the weather. Well, we kind of are, but no matter. If you want me in, give me at least 10th the marks for my time, then we can talk. Oh God, I think I just stumbled on like slightly New Jersey Ruggie, like Fran from like, oh God, like Fran from The Nanny. Maybe, we'll see. All they do is bicker, bicker, bicker. I hope you guys are all ready to get held back. That would be unacceptable. If Kalim got held back a year, it would be an embarrassment to the Azim family name. Unlike other royal families I shan't name, House Azim is a family of merchants and can't afford to have their heir labeled as an indolent. Hey, I heard that! Good grief! You're right, we're just wasting our time here. We're not in the position to say no at this point regardless. Let's do as Cal suggests and get to work on a plan. All we have to do is swap out the tiara, right? Sounds like enough of a plan to me. That's a goal, not a plan. The tiara is sitting on the queen's head, right? We need to work out how to make the actual switch. Can't we just use magic to levitate it all sneakily like off her head? Fae are much more sensitive to magic than humans. Can't you tell that much from Malleus? This is the queen of the Feyland we're talking about. We should assume that they will immediately notice even the slightest use of magic. Yeah, you're right about that. A bunch of mages can't use magic at all? Cool. That's a tight constraint right out of the gate. Don't be thick. This is where you come in, Ruggie. How do you figure? You'll swap the tiara the queen's wearing out for the fake, directly, by hand. Oh, wait, what? Me? See, he can use his little magic. Wouldn't that be even easier to spot than magic? Not for Ruggie, he's got sticky fingers and the skills to back it up. Besides, it's not like the queen's got the tiara stowed inside her jacket pocket or something, sitting right on her head out in the open just begging to be swiped. That makes this way harder, actually. Oh, I get it, so that's why you wanted to bring Ruggie instead of Jack. Jack does tend to stand out in any crowd. I can't think of anyone better suited to this plan than Ruggie. I'm on board with your idea, Leona. Geez, are you guys serious? Huh. So, Ruggie, how many seconds do you need to switch one tiara for another? Accounting for the size of the tiara and the kind of surroundings we'll be in, I'd say about 15 seconds. He says 10 seconds. You shaved 5 seconds off my estimate. Yeah, because I know you. You added some breathing room, didn't you? Yeah, you got me. Either way, I'm gonna need the queen distracted the whole time for this to work at all. So you need 10 seconds of a full distraction. How would one draw attention at a fairy gala safely without raising suspicion? Well, this party's supposed to celebrate the arrival of spring, right? What better way to celebrate than with a parade? We could throw a big fancy one that leaves the queen totally starstruck. We could wear dazzling costumes and bring music troops. Classic Kalim solution. Throw money and bodies at the problems to make them go away. Did you forget about our limited supply of the fairy dust? Actually, I think he might be onto something. The Fairy Gala's centerpiece event is a fashion show, right? Yup. Anything goes on the runway, apparently. Singing, dancing, it's all fair game as long as it celebrates spring. According to Sam, it's really glitzy show. It sounds like fun. That's our angle. Myself, Kalim, and Leona will draw the whole venue's attention at the fashion show. While the queen's distracted, Ruggie, Grim, and Cal will switch her tiara. Excuse me, you expect me to put myself on display for the entertainment of fairies? You'd be surprised how long 10 seconds can last. We'll need a full coordinated effort to buy time for Ruggie. Grim and Prefect Cal will be running support for Ruggie. That leaves the three of us to do the show. You're free to say no, but I think you're the one with the most to lose if we don't succeed. Shh, the head mage just had to go and open his big mouth. I'll be counting on you guys. Our success is riding on you. All right, let's make this fashion show a smash hit. What's this group of amateurs even supposed to accomplish? Don't worry about that part. I have an idea. And there they are, our secret weapons to ensure success. Really? A fashion show with this group? More like a potato parade. It's training time, pups. Oh, great, just great. This poor man. Oh, cruel. Life is cruel, isn't it? I love you guys are like laughing in the chat for my terrible puns. Oh, great, just great. Vil and Professor Cruel. You'll be the stars of the fashion show with our support. Isn't that right, Professor Cruel? But of course, Schnogenheim. Oh boy, what a pair to bring. Jamil, do you have any idea what you've signed us up for? Look, I wasn't exactly keen on this myself. Vil is a top model and Professor Cruel is a fashion maven in his own right. Yes, they're going to run us ragged if we have them as coaches, but getting them to help is the only way, period. Otherwise, we amateurs will just embarrass ourselves on stage, guaranteed. No wonder Scarabia's the dorm of mindfulness. You guys are really willing to go to any lengths to achieve a goal. Your aim is to keep the the entire venue's gazes riveted upon you and steal the tiara while you do so. I call it Operation Steal the Show, and steal you shall, or my name isn't Vil Schnogenheim. Can I go home yet? All right, first off, we'll need to ensure that you are all properly dressed. Everybody gets a fitting. Really? Even the ones not in the show? You still have to blend in with the fairies at the gala. I'm not about to let my pup show up to a formal affair dirty and ungroomed. Rejoice, for the most fitting attire you could wear to this party will be selected by yours truly. Oh, we're in the Puffmore dorm! Oh, this is so cute! Look, there's little ballet bars! Oh, cute! Oh, look at them, guys! They're adorable! How can you not? curtains in gold. That's so nice. Look at them. Good job, guys. You guys look so nice. And what do you think? Are they looking sufficiently well-groomed? I have to hand it to you, Professor Cruel. The outfits have deliberately muted colors to better highlight the beauty of the wearers, giving them a stoic and mysterious look. Yet, the loose sleeves and untucked shirts have a certain air of ruggedness. Windswept, indeed. Huh, it's nice to have a proper fashionista here to save me a lengthy breakdown. You threw more outfits on us than I can count. Put something on, take it off, repeat ad nauseum. Oh, that was more tiring than spell dive training. You think? This is pretty normal when having our outfits tailored, right, Leona? Pretty much. I'm glad we settled on our attire. Don't relax just yet. Even a silk shirt can look like a paper bag if the one wearing it doesn't move with beauty and grace. If you want to achieve an attention-grabbing performance at a fashion show, you will need two things: a beautiful walk and a beautiful performance. Let's see how well a lot of you can strut. You just want us to walk? I can do that in my sleep. I feel like walking is a lot harder to figure out when trying to do it as a conscious action. Don't psych yourselves out, guys. Just relax. Put one foot ahead of the other. It happened. There you go. Ta-da! We did it. Why does it sound so scary in here, bitch? I must say, I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting you to be half this graceful. Consider me impressed, Jamil. You humble me with your praise, Bill. You were rather poised yourself, Kalim. Perhaps home tutoring does make a difference. Wow, you think? Aw, you're making me blush. I don't know if I'd say my poise comes from tutoring, though. It's probably just because I like to dance. Kalim studied traditional dance since he was a child. I'm a bit into street dancing myself. That would explain why your core muscles are so well developed. On the other side... Leona, what was that utterly abysmal gait? What, I walked the same as the Scrabia guys? You most certainly did not! You have none of Jamil's flexibility or Kalim's class. Your feet drag along the ground. Your posture is atrocious. Your head bobs when you walk, and you swagger like some kind of ruffian. Some prince you are. Are you sure you're not just a royal jester? Actually, no. That does a disservice to jesters everywhere. He's not pulling any punches. Snowgine. I think for a pup as poorly trained as King Scholar here, we need to start with the basics, walking on two legs. Otherwise, we might as well be chucking a newborn kitten down a runway. I think you have the right idea, Professor Cruel. We can't expect an elegant performance from Leona when he doesn't have the fundamentals of walking down. And if both his gait and his performance need to work, I'd prefer to focus on walking with the limited time we have. As loath as I am to admit it, Leona could make an eye-catching main model if we leverage that air of smug superiority he gives off. For you to Scrabia, gentlemen, I give your runway walks 10s across the board. It's time for you to move and try a dance. Your job will be to deliver a dance performance that livens up the venue and gives your sorely lacking main model some much-needed punch-up. Taking everyone's talents, or lack thereof, into account, this is the only solution. Agreed, Snowkine. Your plan is the only one that can even out our King Scholar-sized deficiency. I question if the two of us are good enough to cover how bad Leona is. We'll give it our best. I told Leona I'd look after him, and I will. I'm embarrassed to be part of Savannah Claw right now. Sorry my dorm's house warden is giving you guys so much extra work. Just saying, I happen to be an expert at walking on two legs. Feel free to hit up old Grimmy for some coaching since you clearly need it. Okay, I'm starting to get real sick of... Quiet! I don't tolerate no pointless yipping. Here's the plan, pups. Take some lessons from Snowgine and put on the best possible performance you can. Let's get started with some Fairy Gala lessons right now. I really am liking this so far. Like, I like how Vil kind of has a presence just because, like, obviously this is after book 4, which was Scrabia, and now Jamil and Kalim kind of have a focus, and you can see how their relationship has, like, improved since that book in a way. And then, like, the next book is obviously about Poffmore, and now we get to see more of Vil as well. And so like with the events, like Beans Day did a very good job at like developing Vil's character, and so does this. And so I like how they've basically ordered things to lead into the next book or the book previous to it. And we also know that Jamil and Kalim will have some sort of role in the Poffmore book because all of the previous dorm people helped the next person that was overblotted, like how Azul and Jade and Floyd like did things, you know? Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to smack you again. You were supposed to take a step forward there. Kalim, your movements are smooth and crisp, but you're still making a lot of basic errors. Ah, yeah, when I get into the groove, sometimes I just kind of wind up letting my body do its own thing. Conversely, Jamil, your steps aren't technically beyond reproach, but remember that dance? A dance that's too perfect can appear lifeless. Thank you, Vil. Hey, Vil, Cal and Grim and I are just dropping by to see how practice is going. Is our house warden pulling his weight? Hey! Hey, Leona, I hope you're not skipping out on— Whoa, what's the deal there? He's got vases sitting on his head and his shoulders? Vil, take these stupid things off me, now! This is an essential step in fixing your posture. Keep going until you can walk a full lap without spilling any water. Oh, you little— Damn, I would be more worried about breaking the vase. Oh, Leona's soaked. Oh, this guy looks like he just went for a swim. And you've spilled more water already. Start over. Oh, and don't worry, I'll be happy to refill your vases every single time they run out of water. Nope, that's it. I'm done. I can stay winter for the rest of my life. For all I care. Anything beats this clowning around. Leona's in shabby shape, and Kalim and Jamil's dancing is all stilted. Are you guys gonna be ready in time for the Fairy Gala? If you guys don't steal the show, we're not gonna be stealing much of anything else. Maybe we need a change of plan. There's nothing for you to worry about. I will ensure the success of Operation Steal the Show. My professional pride demands nothing less. But how are you gonna pull that off? There's only one surefire way to succeed. Drilling until your muscle memory couldn't forget even if it wanted to. Oh my god. Yikes, he just gave them a magic kick in the pants. Get up, you three. From this point forward, if you sit without my express permission, you're doing 500 squats. Leona, put the vases back on your head and get to walking. If you spill any water, your penalty will be an hour-long air chair exercise. You won't get anywhere without developing your core muscles. Kalim and Jamil, if either of you slip up, run a three-legged lap around the school. You'll be held jointly responsible until you're in sync. But that's not— Oh, who are you to order me around to do anything? Vil Schnogheim, world-class supermodel, that's who. Real glad I'm not one of those guys right about now. Oh my lord. Okay, Vil, you're scaring me a little. I know it's important, but geez, he's scaring me. At last, the day of the Fairy Gala is upon us. How do I put on the sash again? Here, let me help. You drape it over your shoulders like so. There, done. Gotta say, wearing these fancy duds makes me feel kinda antsy and itchy now that I think about it. Oh, you could make it look convincing if you just chilled out. Stop fidgeting. You guys all look like a millionth marks, like you're literally sparkling. The embroidery probably helps us there, but I'm guessing that's mostly the fairy dust at work. You all look amazing. I guess you don't look half bad yourself for a herbivore. Oh, Leona. Is Leona complimenting me? Yes, Cal, you're certainly fit. Oh, this is so cute. Yes, Cal, you're certainly going to fit right in at a fairy engagement. Well, thank you. I worked very hard on my outfit, as you guys can see. Are you all completely prepared? If you get sloppy at the last minute, you'll be letting all your hard training go to waste. Check your makeup in the mirror thoroughly. You started out as poorly washed spuds, and frankly, I had my doubts about you. But today you're looking positively presentable. I wouldn't have gotten these dance steps down without you, dance instructor. I'll do my part when it's showtime. Whatever you do, don't forget your ultimate goal. Your task is to retake the Magestone stolen by the fairies. Without it, our school will remain in an indefinite state of turmoil. Hear me when I say that the runway is a battlefield. You need to put on the finest possible performance to steal the show and swipe that tiara. Yes, sir! Yay! This is so cute! I love this so much! I can't wait to see the fairies, too, because, like, we've barely seen women. You know, I mean, not all the fairies are girls, but, like, still, we've barely seen a girl. The botanical garden serving as the fairy gala venue is just through these doors. From this point forward, everyone we encounter will be fae. No one must find out we're human. Exercise all due caution, and that goes double for... Wait, where's Kalim? Huh? He was here just a minute ago. He wandered off already? Hey, guys! Kalim, do not wander off on your own. Would it hurt you to take this at least a little seriously? Could you come over and help me for a second? It's urgent. What could you possibly find that urgent? We're not here for merrymaking, if I may remind you. Just come on! Oh, shit. What the fuck? Oh, no. Is, like, a fairy dead or something? Like, a fairy's in trouble. All right, what are we here for? Look over there. Oh, little fairy, little baby. Whoa, a teeny human is doubled over by the side of the walkway. I'm guessing from those transparent wings that it's a fairy? Oh, little baby fairy. Oh, I found them on my way in. I think they're feeling sick. I don't understand them, so I'm not sure what I can do to help. Aw, wow, Kalim, you're an honest to goodness nice guy. More like a time waster. Whenever I'm feeling under the weather, Jamil gives me the perfect meds to make it better, so I was wondering if he might be able to figure out where the fairy's hurting. I'm not exactly an expert on fairy biology, but let's see. They're clutching their stomach in pain. Does your stomach hurt? Oh, a tummy ache, huh? I think I might have, I do. I always keep a stomach soothing potion on hand in case of an emergency. Jamil brewed it with medical herbs. Here, try some. I'm sure it'll help in no time. Oh, look, fairies all better. Is everything good? Like, oh, nice. No, is everything fine? Look at them. Oh, I'm totally lost. Sorry. Jeez. They pulled out a hammer and now they're bashing something with it? Must be making something. Oh, a bell for me? Oh. You don't have to shove it into my hands. Are you mad at me? Oh, geez. No, I'm trying to thank you for goodness sakes. My stomachache disappeared in the blink of an eye. Thank you for the medicine. That's great, but I suddenly understand what you're saying. Why is that? Isn't it obvious? It's a translator bell I just gave you. Larger fae need translator bells to converse with smaller fairies. It's an indispensable tool at a place as packed with fae as the Fairy Gala. Did all of you forget yours at home? A rookie mistake. Oh, I get it now. Yes, that's right. It's one of the things we should never leave home without. Yeah, we all did just that. We were quite in a bind, let me tell you. I still can't believe I did that. Oh, Ruggie, you bonehead, you. But you whipped one up just like that, huh? What's your deal? Oh, that's hardly an impressive feat for me. After all, I'm a crafts fairy. Oh, but where are my manners? My name's Fairy Macy, and I'm the leader of the Craftfairies. If you've all forgotten your bells, allow me to provide you with replacements. It's the least I can do after you so kindly came to my aid. Wow, really? Thanks a bunch. It pays to be kind. Exactly. I would have steered clear altogether if it were me. Hats off to Kalim, I guess. Oh, well, that was sweet. Also, that's kind of interesting lore, because I wonder if, like, that's how Peter Pan understands Tinkerbell, like, technically, you know? Oh, wow, the botanical garden's got decorative flowers everywhere, and they're all so shiny. Oh, it's enough to give a guy a headache. Now that's what I call a fancy shindig. All the plants and flowers in the botanical garden are sprinkled with sparkly gold dust. And the tables are piled high with food. There's such a huge variety of fae here. I see ones bigger than Leona and smaller than my pinky. Hey, if you're all done gawking, check out the spot furthest in the back. me see. Looks like a runway and an extra fancy chair, a throne almost. That's a reserved seat for the fashion show. It's probably where the queen's gonna be sitting since she's the one in charge here. Agreed, which means that's where Ruggie's group will be swapping the tiara. It's smack dab in front of the runway. There's gonna be more fairies on both sides of the seats too. The only place we can hide is behind it. If I grab the tiara there, we'll be caught by the fairies in no time. Oh, come on, the subtropical zone is right nearby. Once you got the goods, you can just hightail it over there. That'll take you straight to the back door. Easy for you to say, you're not the one doing the swiping. If anything goes wrong, it'll be me, Grim, and Callie gets caught and bound hand and foot. Quit yapping about what ifs already. I'm there to keep that from happening, remember? Fine, but you better not forget it. You can count on us for sure. It's time we split up then. Good luck, everybody! Okay, Cal, Grim, here's the deal. Since I already got most of the manual dexterity out of the three of us, I'll be the one to swap the queen's tiara for a fake while she's wearing it. Grim, you're on lookout duty. Your job is to make sure no guards are coming. Cal, your job is to keep an eye out on the show and signal me when it's time for the swap. Give my phone a 1-second call. Here's my number. Don't worry, it's on silent mode. We won't be able to see the show from our spot behind the queen. So it's on you to identify the moment when the queen is most distracted, when the whole place is swept up in the moment. Remember, Cal, everything hinges on that single moment, so stay sharp. Will do. Next up is entry 14. This is a group of first-time participants. They call themselves my retro and me? What manner of fashion will they wow us with? Let's give them a big hand. Come on down. Really? That's the best group name you could come up with? Look, what did you want from me? I had to put something down in a hurry. Whatever, the name is immaterial. In the end, all that matters is that we put on our best possible performance. We'll give this everything we have, so it won't matter if Leona messes up. Me mess up? Who do you think you're talking to? You're both nothing but the proverbial wagon hitched to a star. The star is me, to be clear. Let's go. I've never seen those Fae before. Where do you think they're from? I've never seen makeup like that either, but it is good for the Windswept theme. Wow, a big crowd is out there taking it in from the stage. It's kind of imposing. Just stay calm and walk down the runway like we practiced. What pretty outfits. Oh, look at the detail in the embroidery. It's like they've sewn the light of dawn into their clothes. Now I'm curious what kind of show they'll put on. The outfits seem well received. Guess Cruel acts like a know-it-all for a reason. His fashion sense even goes over well with the Fae. Okay, now to pump up the hype, it's time to show what Instructor Ville's been training us for. Let's do it, Jamil. Don't get too carried away, Kalim. Wow, it's like that one's dancing on air. Is he a wind fairy? So far, so good. Oh, I love their little wink. I need a screenshot of this. They're so cute. Look at that. They're so cute. He's spinning while barely touching the ground. I've never seen such temperish, what? Okay. Choreography before. Oh, this is intense. Let's get a closer look. That's Kalim's group. You're acquainted. Yes, Your Majesty. They're lovely people. Isn't their performance magnificent? Oh yes, it certainly is a spectacle. The Queen's turned her attention our way. Okay, one more push. Step aside, boys. Let me show you how it's done. Okay, bitch, okay. I'm guessing that he's gonna dance. And that's how it happened. All right, fairies, feast your eyes on this. My word, that fairy in the middle has a downright overwhelming presence. What a bold stride, so refined and self-possessed. Nobody would guess you just barely learned how to walk properly on your two legs. Shut up, I'm standing out, that's what matters. Goodness, what land is this Fae from? Even his concher has such a lovely design. The Queen's watching us too. We just need one more push to get her undivided attention. You want a piece de resistance? As galling as this is, I'll show them the dramatic pose that Ville told me to keep in my pocket. This should ensure the success for Operation Steal the Show. Let's throw in our best moves too. Come on, everybody, dance with us. Come, get out of your seats. seats. Let's all sing, clap our hands, and celebrate the spring. I can feel my body moving already. Let's all celebrate the spring together. Woohoo! To see such unfettered jubilance coursing through my people, it does my heart good. It's smiles and flowers everywhere I look. What a marvelous show this is. Would that I could enjoy the spectacle. Would that I could enjoy the spectacle forever. Now, that's a signal. Phew, the swap's been made. What in the world? I barely had time to look and you're done already? That was so quick I didn't see a thing. Removing and replacing the pins holding the tiara in place takes about 6 seconds. Who needs 10 seconds? You insult me, Leona. Hey, Cal, welcome back. That was some perfect timing. The queen didn't notice at all. Did you think I'd get attention? Please, I'm not an amateur. Let's get out of here. Come on, get a move on. Could you slow down for 5 seconds, Ruggie? You're going too fast for me to keep. Oh, no. Oh, cold. Why is it raining all of a sudden? That's not rain. It's a botanical garden sprinkler system. Oh, I forgot the subtropical zone has stimulated squalls if we don't act fast. The water will wash up. Oh no, the water will wash off our fairy dust. Oh no, someone's coming. Quick, let's hide for now. What's this? There's an awful human stench around here. Did a human infiltrate our event? The audacity. Smells close by. Hey, where are you hiding? Come out this instant. Oh no, I think we're about to be busted. Over here. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh, come on, guys. No. But we worked so hard. Can't this be like, human fairy solidarity or something? Maybe Malleus will come in and distract them. Uh-oh. I think we're about to be busted. Over here. Hey, you. Huh? That voice. Malleus? You. Yes, you. Wait, it's you. The one whose shows enveloped the whole venue in a swirl of incredible emotion. The noble fae of wherever you're from. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey, Leona, nice save. Did he come to bail us out? Safe bet. The water in my dressing room is lukewarm. I only drink cold water. Change it out, now. Oh, wow, Leona can sell the fame monster and act like it's nobody's business. Oh, that's not an act. That's just Leona in his natural element. But sir, I'm a guard. What's that? Are you telling me no? No, I mean no, not no to that. What's happening? I feel the strangest compulsion. The fairy's shrinking in Leona's presence. Their attention's totally fixated on Leona. I guess now it's Operation Steal the Guard's focus. Hey, Leona's mouthing something. Letters? Scram. Oh, that's our cue to slip out. Time to make a break for it. Yay! Good job. Oh, we made it. Out of the fairy gala, out of the botanical garden. We should be in the clear. Anyone behind us? Oh, no, we're good. And we got the Magestone back. Now we can get back to the good old student life. Yeah! The show team should be leaving through the front. Let's meet up. Well, what if they knew it was us the whole time? You nearly botched the whole thing, Ruggie. Hey, don't blame me. If you want to blame someone, submit a complaint to whoever's bright idea wasn't to be all aesthetic with the botanical garden squalls on a timer. Your show is a smash hit, guys. Of course it was. It had me headlining. Ruggie and I didn't get to see your act, but I bet the marks to tuna cans that Jamil and Kalim carried the whole thing. That's not true at all. Leona was so dazzling back there, he outshone the rest of the gala. I was floored. Yeah, it's okay, Kalim. You don't need to sugarcoat it for us. You're a real kind soul, though. I don't much appreciate your attitude. Is that how you talk to someone who saved your tails? Are you sure that wasn't just doing your normal thing? Either way, we got the Magestone back, and the school's back to normal, and the day is saved. Hello there. Cute buzzkills. I see it's over. Professor Cruelville, you certainly have good timing. We were watching the whole affair via a drone feed that Shroud set up. And what did you think of our show? You pass. You see how you managed to bring out your best and then some? Be grateful you had me for a coach. Instructorville! Do you to make such a whole production out of it. I kind of get it. Those were some really demanding lessons. Since you've been such good boys, I have a treat for you. You do? Gimme. I present to you your next ensembles. Custom made by yours truly, of course. What do you mean next? After watching that stream, I'm convinced with my coaching, your team can reach a greater height than ever. We'll throw in Ruggie, Grim, and Cal to give the team a boost. Oh my god, we're making an idol group. Yes! And next time you will be walking down the runway in the biggest fashion show in all of Twisted Wonderland. Oh, we'd rather sashay away, thanks. Damn, they really put in the Drag Race reference! Let's go! Oh my god, the Drag Race reference! The localization team, I can't believe you! Oh my god, that's so fucking funny! Oh my god, okay. Well, I really enjoyed that. I think that the event was great. I'm not really sure about, like, the mission seems like that they may be a little taxing, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. This seems like it's gonna be a little taxing, to be honest. But I really enjoyed the event. I thought that it was great. Like, great characterization, great to see Vil, just because, you know, his story is next. Great to see, like, Jamil and Kalim. You know, Leona is always nice. Love seeing smug Leona. He said that we look great, so. But yeah, I had a blast. So much fun. Such a good event. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Could not ask for anything better. I also like the Tinkerbell-ish lore situation going on here, so I think that that's very interesting as well. That's pretty cool. The Tinkerbell thing. I thought that was interesting. I like how they kept the Tinkerbell stuff, but then they also changed it, you know? So I thought that it was nice. I thought that it was just a really nice event. Very good for everyone's character. I think I like this more than Beans Day, in a way. Just because it has a twisted tune focus compared to fights, and the music is very, very nice. And so yeah, 10 out of 10. And we got everyone we wanted, so.